First one of the new game, it's time for a What Happened on My Universe Mobile Special! This time out, the Raw and SmackDown brands bring you one event together. Tables, ladders and chairs, TLC. And the main event is a big one, with Bray Wyatt taking on Randy Orton in a TLC match. We're in Tucson, Arizona, and the show is opening with a ladder match as Natalya challenges Paige for the Raw Women's Championship. Once the pleasantries were out the way, the champion went out on the attack, nailing Natalya with a super kick and a series of nasty looking headbutts. After that, there was a Russian leg sweep and the match soon headed to the outside, where Paige would climb that ladder and hit Natalya with a massive move. A leg drop to be more precise, but it didn't really faze Natalya, and she quickly reversed and threw Paige across the outside before putting a big backbreaker to her and holding her there for a little bit. With Paige down on the outside, it wasn't long before Natalya tried to grab that ladder and tried to grab that belt, but of course Paige had only been down for 2 seconds before she was back up and trying to knock Natalya off the ladder, which she finally managed with a nasty looking powerbomb. Paige continued with the offense, hitting a clothesline and a ladder shot before setting the ladder up in the corner and drop kicking Natalya through it, not quite, but on it. Natalya reversed after that and did the same thing to her though, before setting the ladder up again and trying to win the belt again. Natalya started making headway, but it wasn't long before Paige woke up and climbed the ladder herself, smashing Natalya's head into it and chucking her off, and then it was Paige's turn to try and win. Natalya woke up quickly, however, and climbed the ladder again, punching Paige at the top, but was soon again reversed and chucked off the ladder again. Paige, though, instead of trying to win, went and tried to take out Natalya to stop her from stopping her again, I suppose. This, of course, only led to Natalya getting the advantage back, and when Paige fell after a clothesline, she hit her head on the ladder, and after she ate a suplex, Natalya set the ladder back up and climbed once again. But Paige was awake already. She climbed the ladder to stop Natalya, but it wasn't happening, as Natalya slammed her head onto the ladder this time and chucked her off. Once again, Paige got up, but once again she was taken down, this time suplexed off the ladder by Natalya. One final time, Paige tried to stop Natalya winning the title, and eventually she managed it. After hitting her a few times, she hit another powerbomb off the ladder and chucked Natalya to the outside. On the outside, Paige pounded Natalya with a Paige Turner and some punches while up on the barricade. She climbed the ladder, tried to retrieve the title, and was successful, retaining her Raw Women's Championship belt. With an opening match which was fantastic out of the way, it was time to move on to some storyline action and, well, the John Cena saga, which appears to have happened on the last show. Here was the debut match of John Cena, I guess, the new one. A second John Cena. His opponent in this match was Curtis Axel, who interestingly had already beaten John Cena on a pay-per-view in this universe year. However, that was a different John Cena apparently, and this one ended a lot differently. New Cena started things off with a shoulder butt and an electric chair front face drop. He then hit a DDT and threw Curtis Axel to the outside, where he hit a nasty looking powerbomb. He decided to put Curtis Axel through a table while he was out there, but Curtis Axel tried to fight it off. All that did was delay the inevitable for Curtis Axel though, as he got punched in the face, clotheslined and AA'd on the outside, and Cena wasn't done then. He threw him into the apron, threw him into the corner post, and then put him back in the ring. But that's when Curtis Axel tried to get the advantage. He hit an electric chair drop on Cena and tried to wear him down with a sleeper, but it was not happening. Cena fought out of it. He jumped on Axel and pounded him with a Lou Thesz press before taking him to the second rope and putting him down with an Avalanche AA, or FU, I don't know, it's different John Cena, I don't know what he calls it. Either way, John Cena wins. It was finally time to decide the SmackDown Women's Champion, and it saw an 8-woman battle royal to decide it, with Charlotte, Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, Carmella, Bayley, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks and a mystery entrant all vying to win the big blue belt.
And from San Jose, California, Bayley. And from Dublin, Ireland, Becky Lynch. And from Boston.
And so the 7 announced competitors had made their entrance, but who would be that mystery entrant? Oh my god, it's fucking Ronda Rousey! You probably expected that. But out came the former UFC fighter looking to win the SmackDown Women's title. And Rousey started off like a house on fire, hitting a massive clothesline on Becky Lynch and eliminating Bayley from the get-go. But the match then descended into the usual chaos. Big moves were flying in from all angles, with Becky Lynch and Carmella hitting big suplexes. Mickie James got in the act, hitting a Russian leg sweep on Ronda Rousey and a Hurricane Rana on Sasha Banks. She continued her offense, as well as Becky Lynch getting a drop kick in the background, but after a forearm to Ronda Rousey's face and a flapjack on Sasha Banks, Mickie James was treading thin ice as she got reversed by Ronda Rousey and then thrown out of the ring. The field was now down to 6 competitors, but it would soon be down to 5 as Sasha Banks got left on the ropes and Ronda Rousey was able to hit her with a big clothesline, sending her packing. She then went to work on Alexa Bliss and Becky Lynch. She threw Becky Lynch over the top rope, but Lynch held on and Carmella helped her out. Carmella paid the price for that with a spinning slam before Rousey was able to go back to Becky Lynch, hitting a clothesline and an angle slam. Carmella in the meantime was throwing Charlotte over the top rope, and she got halfway before eventually managing to kick her off the apron, and we were down to the final 4. The foursome paired off with Becky Lynch working on Carmella and Rousey on Alexa Bliss, but then it soon switched to Carmella on Rousey, and Rousey almost got eliminated but was able to reverse, but she then soon ate a suplex and a neck breaker from Carmella. With all that happening though, Becky Lynch was able to quickly eliminate Alexa and then threw Ronda Rousey over the top rope, and while Rousey was holding on, Becky smacked her and Rousey was out. It was Carmella or Becky, and Carmella had the advantage. Despite Becky Lynch trying to fight off her moveset, it was looking increasingly like a Carmella win until she tried to clothesline her over the top. Becky ducked, Carmella went flying, and Becky Lynch was the brand new SmackDown Women's Champion. We continued with SmackDown for the next match as Christian was challenging for the World Heavyweight Championship. His opponent, The Miz, though, didn't really want to have a match and came out during Christian's entrance, attacking him from behind with a bulldog. The Miz continued his attack with a neckbreaker followed by a backbreaker neckbreaker combo. After a knee to the head, they travelled down the ramp and Christian finally got some advantage, hitting a forearm and sending The Miz to the ring. The match began, but as Christian came in the ring, The Miz was ready for him, hitting him with the it kicks. The Miz was in full advantage, and after nailing Christian with an elbow drop and a big DDT from the kneeling position, it was time for the skull-crushing finale, and just like that, The Miz was victorious, but I can pretty much guarantee that this feud is not over. Either way, The Miz had retained his title, and it was time for another title match after that, as Braun Strowman was challenging Brock Lesnar for the United States Championship in a tables match. And this one did not go very long, much like their match at Crown Jewel. No spoilers though. The match began not with any violence, but instead with Brock Lesnar heading straight to the outside and grabbing a table. He put it in the ring, but as soon as he came in, Brock was taken down by Braun, who gorilla press slammed Lesnar and took him down with a table for setting that table up. Strowman carried on with a shoulder butt and an attack in the corner, but then Lesnar reversed a punch, hit a suplex, hit another suplex, and then hit a side suplex through the table that was standing there. And just like that, Brock Lesnar had retained the United States Championship, and I told you it was quick. No titles on the line in our next match. Instead, it was Kurt Hawkins who was trying to make Bobby Roode face the facts after weeks of attacks from Roode on Hawkins. He got a little bit of revenge back on the last edition of SmackDown, but now he was looking for a pinfall win. Roode got a couple of shots in to start with, but was then sent packing to the outside by Kurt Hawkins, who beat him down in the corner, rammed his head into the apron, and then sent him back in the ring. After a close fall, Kurt Hawkins stuck with the offense, throwing Bobby Roode in the corner, hit him with a forearm. He went for a drop kick after that, but Bobby Roode threw him away, kicked kicked him in the face and then clotheslined him down. Following a Bobby Roode backbreaker, Roode hit Hawkins with a pump handle slam and went for the pin. Kurt Hawkins kicked out at 2 and the match continued. Bobby Roode nailed Hawkins with a suplex and a knee to the head before getting reversed. Hawkins sent him to the corner, got a few shots in, got a couple of kicks in, and then sent him down with a Mr. Perfect head hit thingy. He stomped on his hands a few times for some reason and went for the pin. Bobby Roode, of course, kicked out at 2. Kurt Hawkins attempted a suplex, but Bobby Roode was ready. He kneed Kurt Hawkins in the head while he tried it, then hit a Roode bomb, a big spine buster, and the glorious DDT. He went for the pin. Kurt Hawkins was down 1, 2, 3, and Bobby Roode had just made TLC glorious. This left us with only our main event, which was a TLC match for the WWE Championship, as Randy Orton, who has recently been feuding with the champion, was challenging Bray Wyatt for the gold. Bray Wyatt started the match like he had the whole world in his hands, nailing Randy Orton with an elbow to the back of the head, following that with a running crossbody and a couple of side suplexes, and he even had time to fit in a pump handle slam. With this furious beginning from Bray Wyatt, it was a surprise when he made a mistake and allowed Randy Orton back into the match, where he hit a snap suplex and threw Wyatt into the corner where he splashed him from behind. He then slammed him as he had one arm put behind Bray Wyatt's back. More offense from Randy Orton as he hit another corner attack and an elbow drop. He even draped Bray Wyatt onto the top rope with some snake eyes and attacked the arm some more, but then his next attack was reversed and Bray Wyatt was able to gain control again, taking him down. After hitting a corner attack of his own, Bray Wyatt headed to the outside and grabbed a table. He used it a couple of times, then set it up in the corner where he placed Randy Orton and then speared him through it with force. But Randy wasn't done. He managed to get back to his feet and reverse the next punch, getting the advantage for himself and hitting a picture-perfect dropkick. Randy Orton then sent Bray Wyatt to the outside before grabbing a ladder, and he was planning to possibly win this match, but Bray Wyatt was back in the ring before he could start climbing, so Randy Orton put him through a ladder with a fallaway slam and hit his comeback move, ending in a nice power slam. With Wyatt down again, Randy Orton climbed the ladder and tried to grab the title, but Wyatt wasn't down for long. He got back up. Randy Orton thought he had him with a couple of punches, but Wyatt reversed, punched him back, headbutted him and chucked him off the ladder, and it was Wyatt's turn to try and win the match, but Orton was ready again. He pushed the ladder out from under him, grabbed him down and hit him with an electric chair drop. Orton then nailed an RKO with Bray Wyatt down. He climbed once again, trying to retrieve that title, but once again Bray Wyatt got up. He nailed Orton to try and disorientate him, then climbed the ladder again, headbutted him and threw him off the ladder one more time, and this time he wanted to use the same tactic that Paige had done earlier in the day by throwing him to the outside and damaging him enough to keep him there. So he got ready to put him through the announce table. After an Uranagi on the outside, Bray Wyatt did another Uranagi, this time through the announce table. With Orton down, he climbed the ladder and came so close to winning the match. But Orton got back in the ring. He then hit Bray Wyatt with a angle slam and climbed the ladder. Bray Wyatt stirred, but it was too late. Randy Orton had claimed the title from the latch and had won the TLC match. Randy Orton is the brand new WWE Champion. That's how the show closed, so that's it with another What Happened on My Universe mode. Like and subscribe, Raw next.